All right, we are back. We are live. I'm actually doing this a lot earlier than I said I was going to do this. I said I was going to do this at 4. Got everything ready now, so I'm going to roll because actually a couple of these games I'm taking tonight start kind of early. I'll recap today. I today really was just so frustrating because I hit the biggest play of the month, which just you know, kind of ended up flying under the radar just because it nothing else was going. All the one unit plays got absolutely destroyed. It felt like what was crazy to me is that um, everything that missed last week in leg one hit today. Even last week we had PSV under 3, but we also played both teams to score. I had a little smaller play on both teams to score that didn't hit last week. It hit today. So that's kind of frustrating, but um, overall, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut back the volume. I think I'm just going to slam 2, 3, maybe 4 plays a day. Start running one as a play of the day, back to how it used to be. Because now I know where I'm hitting and where I'm not. And there's certain countries, especially this weekend, really going to get into it. But overall, not a horrible day. Um, and of course, the night slate tonight. Bet his team total, hit in 9 of the last 10 games. Just nothing going there today. Rapid Wien, this was my other big loss today. Could not get anything going. I'm not really sure what happened with them today. They look great even over the weekend. They looked good in this game. And it's really frustrating when Vitesse scores 2 goals in the first 15 minutes of that game, and that's all the action. Team total, that was the value shot. We did end up hitting the cards plus 120, saved us a little bit. Partisan just continues to roll. Hit both of those plays. So I end up 4 or 5-0 on partisan plays. So that was solid. Milan could not get the job done. I ended up not playing this. I ended up playing at 0.25 even money. I didn't want to eat the juice on it. I'm glad I didn't. Cassis, Randers, both teams to score over 2.5. Were some very, very good looks on this card. Slavia Prague. This ended up being a 3-unit play, and I added team total over 1.5 plus 110 for 1 unit on my VIP card today. That ended up being my biggest play of the entire month. And so that was a fantastic hit. Slavia Prague just went out there, scored 2 goals in the first 20 minutes, cashed that real quick. So that was a nice hit. Another play I took last week, I didn't take this week, that hit. Slavia Prague versus Fenerbahce, over 5.5 cards, plus 120 last week. It missed. They got 5 cards. Today, they had 4 cards in the first half. Unbelievable. I actually don't know how many cards this game ended with, but I guarantee this went over 5.5. So that's a little bit frustrating. But anyways, I'm going to move on to tonight because I really like some of these plays tonight. I'm taking 3 plays. I will tweet them right after this. College basketball. So I actually talked to Player Prop Savin probably the last hour that those soccer games were going on today. We probably talked for an hour. And we talked about this game for at least 30 minutes. Murray State, so much more athletic than Belmont. Belmont are great shooters. I lean the over in this game. It's at 145.5. I actually strongly lean the over, and I'm tempted to play it as well. But I think Murray State get the job done. Much more athletic team, especially I believe they're actually playing at home tonight as well. They are actually definitely playing at home tonight. I just think they're the better team. They just beat Belmont by 22 in January. So I like this. I think it's a solid play. I'm glad PPS was talking about this game. We kind of had a message from the universe to take this play. I can't say why, but he got a funny text while we were talking about this, and I just absolutely have to play this. And back to NHL. I've actually been pretty hot on NHL. Last night I did break even. I went 1-1. I hit a plus 100 and I missed a plus 171 parlay. But I'm going to 2 plays today. I have 2 plays I like. It is my Nashville Predators, jersey retirement of Pecorine tonight. UC Saros should play out of his mind. Like, they lived together for like 5 years. Like, it's like a big brother like type scenarios. UC Saros should play out of his mind tonight at home. I don't see the Preds giving up 3 goals. The numbers actually support this. And I believe Luke is going to play the Preds to win this game in some shape or fashion. But I really like that. Great situational play, in my opinion. And then here's probably my favorite play of the entire slate. Canucks Flames over 5.5. A couple other plays I liked on the slate tonight. The Florida Panthers, their team total is at 4.5, which sounds ridiculous. They're probably going to score 6 goals in this game. I want to play them. -1.5 is -210. Unless you take them race to 5 goals, which is very doable, I don't see any way to play this game realistically. So it's kind of interesting, but I really like this. I like the over for this game, though, specifically because I think the Flames should score at least 3 goals in this game. Their team total is tricky. It's at 3.5, plus 110, I believe. But at the same time, I think the Canucks could also score 3 goals in this game, and I think I'd rather take that bet than taking the Flames team total over 3.5 straight up. Because just looking at the Canucks, even at home, they scored 5 goals, 4 goals, 3 goals, 3 goals, 5 goals in their last 5 games at home. They've been scoring a lot of goals at home. They've also been giving up a lot of goals. So I think this is a great situational play. If you look at the last 2 meetings at Vancouver won 4-2. I think this is a good spot. Flames are a little bit too juiced, in my opinion. I would have liked to play them tonight. Now I'm kind of leaning that is more of a trap. So anyways, then a couple games I want to talk about for tomorrow. Milan versus Udinese in Italy, Serie A. I think I'm going to end up playing Udinese +1. If you missed it, I had the Bet US Serie A show today. I now plus 20 units on that show, which is the highest. Oh, I got to plug this in. It is the highest on any Bet US show right now, so it's pretty solid. Those plays have just been on absolute fire. I didn't take this. I almost added this, but the numbers really, really support this a little too strongly. This could be a nice spot for Udinese to come out, but at the same time, I feel like Milan really need to go out there and get this win, especially with some other teams lacking lately. So this could be a tough spot. But both teams have scored, definitely a play I'm looking at as well. Qatar, outside coming off a loss, I think they might absolutely murder this team. I'm going to be looking into this game. Another kind of obscure league, Hungary Paksi, their overs are just on fire right now. Last week we were able to get it at 3. That was kind of stupid. Ireland, finally this league is back. I love this league. Shamrock money line tomorrow. They're on the road. Should definitely win. And UC Dublin, my promoted team, finally playing the big boys. They're at home. I think they're going to score tomorrow. And I have not looked at the lines for that game, but some way I'm probably going to play them to score. We got Southampton versus Norwich in the Premier League. I totally think I spelled that wrong, so forgive me. I was typing these really fast. But, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to play here. Some good reads in the Premier League lately. A couple bad beats, actually, too. But anyways, keep rolling here. Levante versus Elche. Elche on the road. Everybody knows that all season long I've been taking Elche to score. And now finally people have caught on, and Elche has been scoring a lot of goals lately. In fact, they're in great position on the table. But I've been taking this since they were in the relegation zone. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I will definitely be on both teams to score tomorrow if the total is not at 2.25. If it's at 2.25, and again, I haven't even looked at these lines yet. If it's 2.25, I'll probably just be taking that. Inter versus Genoa. Another play I didn't have action on. I actually have action on like the later games in Serie A this week, but Inter versus Genoa, I think the numbers really support Inter winning 2-0. Mina liked Inter and under 3.5. I think that's a decent play, but I believe I actually took that at the very beginning of the season when these teams played, and Inter won 4-0. I think it was 3-0 at halftime. So I think I would rather just play Inter win 2-0 in this matchup. But that's kind of what I'm looking at tonight. There's some Serbian games, but I'm likely only going to take about 3 or 4 plays tomorrow, just slam them. Have a play of the day. Probably going to be Udinese +1. That's a sleeper. Hit that Torino +1 last week on this day. I believe whatever tomorrow's Friday. So yeah, anyways, some really nice hits today. Hit the biggest play of the month. A few letdown spots, and it's just kind of frustrating because I decided to go with volume today instead of narrowing it down to 3 or 4 just slams. And all the slams probably would have hit. And I would have missed one. Because I probably would have added a unit to the Rapid Vienna versus Vitesse over. And 2 goals in the first 15 minutes. That's all the action we saw today. So that one would have missed. But Partizan, I mean, those plays have just been crushing it. Would have had multi-units on that. But live and learn, and we will get back at it tomorrow. But that's what I'm playing tonight, guys. Canucks over 5.5, Stars team total under 2.5, and Murray State minus 2.5. So lock it in, and then I'll get out Tim's plays and Luke's plays in a little bit on Twitter. So on the VIP page. So all right, and in the Discord.